So welcome back, everyone. We're live on Facebook, so hi to everybody out there. My next guest has actually been on with me several times, and she has someone with her. First, I have with me Natalie Lawrence. She's the owner and designated broker of LovePhx Real Estate. And you have somebody special, but I first want you to talk a little bit about you and, about what you do and why you brought this girl with you. I'm not going to say anything because I'm going to have you introduce her.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Carol, for having me again. It's always great to see you. So I'm Natalie Lawrence. I own LovePhx Real Estate. We're a boutique real estate brokerage, and we serve the whole valley in addition to Casa Grande as well. And yeah, our brokerage, our focus really is in community. So everything that we do is really rooted in love, and that's the purpose of the name. Really, it's all encompassing what we pour into our clients, what we pour into our community. Every one of our agents is involved in community and giving back in some way. So, we're all about providing a very authentic, compassionate experience for our clients.
Tell everybody a little bit about who you have with you.
Yep, so today I'm really excited to have Brittany Williams with me. She was actually a client of mine I think about 4 years?
4 years
Almost
in
four.
March.
Yep, 4 years in March. She is a veteran herself and recently joined our brokerage as an agent. And so, Brittany, take it away.
Well, what I want to do is I want to talk to Brittany too.
Okay.
So, number one, you started as a client, okay? And so how did that unfold? How did you become her client?
Okay, so my sister lived in Arizona, and my husband and I were moving here from Washington. So I actually reached out to 3 different realtors and did some interviews and let them know what we were looking for because it was kind of unique, and Natasha just knocked it out of the park. Before the transaction was done, I told her that we were going to be friends for life and that she was stuck with me. And after that, I just went on to refer clients to her.
Probably like 8.
Nice.
She kept joking that I should do this, but at the time I was really deep in my position as a stay-at-home mom, and we were new to the state. I was learning the area, meeting friends, volunteering at my son's school a lot. But then there came a point in time where those volunteer opportunities slowed down as he got older, and I was really just praying about what was next for me. I was actually on a prayer walk, and when I got home within an hour and a half, Natasha had texted me and said, "Are you ready to join LovePhx? I would love for you to be our Casa Grande presence." And so I didn't even hesitate. I just decided that I would be obedient, and I said yes.
See, now listen to how she's talking. First of all, thank you also for your service.
Thank you.
You are a certified military relocation professional. And I want to talk a little bit about that because what was it that made you first move to Arizona?
So my husband was born here, and I was actually stationed here when I did my time in the Air Force. So we both knew that it was a goal of ours to make it back here one day. And he came home out of nowhere and said, "We're moving." And our home was on the market within 15 days, sold the first weekend. And then buying a home here was a little bit different because at the time, houses were flying off the market. And it was a little stressful because our house was sold, but we didn't have anywhere to move.
Which is actually kind of an interesting story too, because Jimmy, her husband, happened to be traveling, and I think just had a layover here, right, in Phoenix, and a house was incoming soon. And I called the listing agent, and I was like, "You gotta let us in, man. He's here for one day."
Mm-hmm.
And they let us in, and we got it before it actually hit the market for them, yeah.
So what makes you feel so comfortable here?
I always tell people that I'm a desert girl in my soul, and I didn't even know it. But from as early as I can remember traveling, I had always envisioned myself living somewhere with palm trees and somewhere where it was warm. So I love every part of it, the outdoor living, the sunshine.
And that makes it for a perfect real estate agent that understands living in the desert like here. Now, I want to ask you, what did you do in the military?
I was a medic.
Okay, and so, you also became, you said you are a certified you're a certified military relocation specialist, and I know that you also work with everybody, anybody, it doesn't matter if you're in the military or not, you work with them.
Correct.
But why did you pick that? Because, you know, it's an interesting area to focus on.
It is, but being a veteran myself, it is just so near and dear to my heart to help other veterans or active duty military just navigate that process, understand their benefits when it comes to the VA loan, and to know what they're going through, right? Because I've walked that life. PCSing, which is a permanent change of station, is no easy feat. There's timelines, it comes quick. You're changing everything, you're uprooting your family, so I can just really relate to them and help them navigate that process.
Now, you do free consultations, and the phone number to call her direct, it's 480-322-4326. The website is LovePhx.com. That exudes from you both, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Not only does it exude from you, Natasha, because you've been doing this now for several years, and you love bringing family, I mean, community, it's what you're all about.
Yeah.
And then when you've brought several people with you to talk a little bit about, not everybody does that. And I just love the way that you bring everybody in. It's not just, here you are working for me, thank you, you go do your job while I do these things. No, you bring them all in and they become one with you, I feel.
Yeah, well, and I think it's really important when, you know, I see something really special in someone and something that they feel passionate about, and if I have a way to help, you know, I don't even know what the word is that I'm looking for, but help get to that.
And cultivate that.
Yes, cultivate. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for.
You're welcome.
Yes. So, you know, when I see how passionate she is about helping other veterans or military families, you know, I'm like, oh my gosh, you got to come with me on Carol's show. Let's talk about this.
Yes, because you know what? Let me just say this too. It's not just always who you're talking to, it's also who they know.
Mhm.
So a lot of people that are listening might have family members, they themselves might have it. And, you know, if you have people moving in, and right now I can just say this, we got Thanksgiving coming up, okay? And a lot of people are gonna come in town and they're gonna see the beautiful Phoenix, the beautiful Arizona that we are. And we're gonna be showing off our state because it's beautiful, the weather, and people are gonna go, oh, I really wanna live here. Everybody does it,
Well,
right?
this is the perfect season for people who are looking for, you know, a second home. You know, they're in town usually visiting family, or they're coming in, they're already snowboards, and maybe they're, you know, doing short-term rentals
Mhm.
every single year. I mean, we have a lot of opportunity here to, you know, purchase something that then you can rent out while you're gone.
And it makes sense to have somebody and talk to them who's passionate about what they do. Now, again, you can call Brittany direct, and here her phone number is 480-322-4326. You can check them out on the website, which is LovePhx.com. They work valley-wide in Casa Grande as well, and they do free consultations. And right now, what would you say? I'll say this to Brittany, because I kind of know, I think what you would answer. What's your favorite thing about being here and living here?
The sun. And a close second is the people. Everyone is so nice. I remember the first few months people were talking to me about what I liked about it, and everyone's so much happier. It's true, the sunshine does bring out the happiness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you know what? You're right, because people that live in areas that it rains a lot are very depressed people. So we're at least happy people here, and that's for sure. And the market, what's going on with it? A lot of people have questions about that. You know, no matter what's happening though in the market, people are moving, they're relocating. That doesn't really stop
Yeah.
everybody else. Go ahead.
Real estate never stops. I mean, it really doesn't, you know, it doesn't matter what our market is doing, like our life changes are never gonna stop happening. And so, but right now, I mean, we've seen an increase in buyer activity. 3 of our listings in the last week and a half went under contract, 2 very close to list, and actually 1 over list price. So we're seeing a lot of the buyers get out there. Rates have taken a little bit of a dip. And so, yeah, I mean, we're seeing some strong activity in the market.
That's right,
Yeah.
and it's so true that life doesn't stop just because of what happens in the market.
Yeah.
And, you know, even with our interest rates and things like that, it doesn't matter.
Mhm.
Even if you have to buy a house now, which is great that you do, because guess what? When the interest rates fall, you can refinance.
Yeah, well, people are always gonna be getting married, getting a divorce, you know, moving, changing jobs, having, you know, an expansion in their family.
And there's a
yeah,
million reasons.
yeah,
You're gonna come in here and you're gonna love it.
Yeah,
And all you need somebody to help you, and especially if you are a vet. Her phone number is 480-322-4326. Check her out on the website, which is LovePhx.com. Hang tight, we will be back in just a minute. What?
when I said, take it away, I don't know why I said that.
What'd you say?
When I said, take it away, like, I just banded it.
No, I liked when you said snowboard instead of snowbird.
Did I?
Yeah, I thought that was really cute.
Oh, that's so funny.
I was gonna say something, but I didn't want to.
I didn't even notice.
I think I was right, but I'm not sure.
That's
You'll
so
listen
funny.
to it then. But anyway, so when you work with people, I know it's news, so, but,
Yeah.
you know, what can they expect? Because I think what you wanted me to ask also, and I will, is what your time, what it taught you in being in the military. It says that, some of the questions are, what did it teach you, leadership, discipline, and teamwork, and how that you bring that to real estate,
Okay.
you know?
I think, are you asking me to answer now?
You can answer now and
Okay.
again.
For me, the military is something that just sticks with you, right? And the core values is integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do.
That's what's one who was here just before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's good. And how does that come into play with real estate?
That's a great question. I don't really know how to correlate the two. I mean,
Well, I mean,
There's a lot of work that comes into it, and being there for your client is pretty important.
well, we're one of only a few professions that has a fiduciary responsibility, so I
Mhm.
feel like that already, because we have that, we have a duty, a responsibility to put their needs before our own, and we
Mhm.
owe them certain, you know, things as a
Mhm.
fiduciary, so.
I think you should say that.
Yeah, but I mean, to have that be her already where she's rooted, regardless if that is, you know, how, I think how that.
If
it's
I
like-
bring that up, we'll bring it up. If we don't, we don't. But if I bring it up, then you can answer that, okay? Or however.
yeah.
I really like what you said though,
About
just explaining what the core values
the
are,
core
yeah.
values, yeah. And punctuality comes with that. If you're not 15 minutes early, you're late.
She is always early, even when I think
I'm the worst.
on time, I'm like, oh, I feel late if I'm meeting her. So that's weird. Good.
So welcome back. Now tomorrow is Veterans Day. So happy Veterans Day to you, and I want you to tell everybody what that means to you.
Thank you. I did a short term, so it always is hard for me to accept the thank yous, but at the end of the day, I still wrote a check to the United States for my life, right? So it was an absolute honor to serve, and I just absolutely love this country with my whole entire heart.
That's very, very, very cool. And I think most people who are in the military, short or long, they do feel that way. So let's say somebody is right now listening who is a vet, or you might know somebody. What's the first steps that they would take, to relocate with you here?
somebody PCSing here, active duty, or just any veteran
Well,
looking
vets
to?
or not vets, but you gotta get up on that mic so they can hear. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Yeah, well, the first step would be just to reach out and talk about what their wants are. Specifically when it comes to the base, it's just dependent on, commute, family or not, what they're looking for. Utilizing somebody like myself who understands the PCS process, using lenders who are VA friendly.
That really makes a difference, right? And there's a lot of programs, are there a lot of programs for them?
Yeah, the VA loan specifically is an amazing one. My husband and I would have never been able to buy our first home without it, and so that's something that I'm just so grateful for.
Yeah, and so maybe it's you or someone that you know, tell them about this. The phone number to call her direct, it's 480-322-4326. Check her out on the website, it's LovePhx.com. For people that, because, you also mentioned that you don't just work with military, right? You also do anybody, so I just wanna make people understand that really anybody, and, yes, relocating can be across the street, so it doesn't, right, but mostly people that are coming in from wherever, and like I said, that's gonna happen. One of the things that we talked about too, and I don't remember if I mentioned this now or not, again, so if I'm repeating myself, I'm sorry, but, people have to move no matter what, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so much happens in people's lives that affects where you're gonna live, and you never know what it's gonna happen,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
Go
you're
ahead.
getting married, you're having, a child, there's a death in the family. I mean, and sometimes it's somebody who's even inheriting a home because of a relative that passed. I mean, real estate is always moving, no matter what the market is doing, people's lives don't change. And so, we're here to serve people in every stage of their
Right.
life.
Right. I know that for me, I never thought in a million years that I would ever leave California, and I lost my house in the Northridge earthquake. So guess what? I had to relocate somewhere because I wasn't going to live there anymore. I didn't want to, I couldn't deal with that at that time.
Yeah.
And like everybody else, I came here and I thought, oh my God, it's so nice, right? Especially that was, for me in 1994, it was quite a difference from LA to here, right? And it was wonderful, and it is a great state to live in. I want people to hear that because there's so much going on right now. I mean, all this building and new people with getting here for jobs to live. I mean, it's just phenomenal.
Yeah, well,
Right?
I'm really excited that we have Brittany working with us because, number one, she's like one of the most compassionate human beings I've ever met. Her having this certification in military relocation, again, not only working with military veterans, working with anybody, but that additional piece is really helpful on top of the experience she has, not only as a veteran herself, but also somebody who has relocated here from another state and had to go through the process, because it is very stressful sometimes when you're relying on, the realtor or different people to be your feet on the ground. And since she understands that firsthand, that experience is there, but more than anything, her huge heart and her attention to detail and the high integrity that she has and the way she wraps in, you said the military never leaves you, right? What did you say about that?
Right, it's something that is just ingrained in you. It's the core values. It's integrity, service before self, and excellence in all we do.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, that just really encompasses
It just
her.
really does, and to have somebody that's helping you, especially if you are going to get a VA loan, these loans, they're intricate. And I said it earlier in the show where you don't know what you don't know. And unless you talk to somebody who is experienced and she's walked in your shoes. I think that's the biggest thing. When you work with somebody who hasn't, there's no way they can understand it. There's no way. You cannot explain somebody having a baby. And you cannot explain somebody buying their first home either, and what that feels like and what you have to go through and what you need and all of that. And because you've walked in their shoes, it makes it, I'm sure that the people that you work with really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. The military is something that You're right, you'll never understand. And after I was out, and I had been out for over 3 years, my sister graduated, she went to the Air Force as well. And when I went to her graduation, just being on Lackland Air Force Base and hearing the sounds and smelling the smells, I was emotional, I was crying. It just like brought back all of that basic training trauma.
So for anybody that is in military, that is moving here, what advice would you give them?
It's really a unique question based on their situation, but just prepare for the heat, prepare for sunshine, prepare for happiness, and then we'd really dive into what would meet their specific needs based on their circumstances.
I think the word prepare is huge,
Mhm.
because also, obviously getting a VA loan, there's a lot of paperwork involved, right?
Mhm.
And what they need to bring to the plate to make this all work, being prepared with that, and I'm sure you help them with what they need and all of that.
Mhm.
So getting all of that ahead of time, I'm sure is good.
Yeah, we work with lenders, really great lenders here that really specialize in VA loans too,
Mhm.
that can help navigate them, you know, and help with that preparation. And the other, I want to add a little piece of advice too, because you and I were just talking about this earlier. It's really common for, you know, when you're relocating for anything, right, to look for a space that's right next to where you're going to be working, or let's say where you're going to be stationed. Our state, as everyone that is listening probably already knows, obviously, is we have a great freeway system here, and you can really get anywhere very quickly. So I think Brittany told me that the rule is you just have to be able to respond to a call within 2 hours. Is that
They
right?
have a report no later than time if there's ever some sort of call.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's the same now, but I know if we got called to base, we had to be there within 2 hours.
Yeah, so that actually opens up, I think, the areas that you could really look at. So if your everyday life outside of, you know, on base, you might like a different part of town better, it's a really good idea to just explore, like, hey, would you like this area more than, let's say, like Litchfield Park, and it would only be a 30-minute drive for you, which is not the case in a lot of areas, you know, like, the mile for us is so much faster
If you
than a lot
live in
of-
LA, you can forget the 2 hour deal, cause it's
Yeah.
usually 3 or 4.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and for me, I think that's what's nice is that you can get anywhere pretty easily
Mhm.
around here, and we offer so much. I mean, there's fun life too,
Yeah.
and bring up the kids. I'm sure that you had that when you came here and you brought your child. How old are your kids?
We actually have 7 combined. We're a pretty
Oh my
blended
God.
family. My husband had 6 kids when we met, and we have one together who's 10. So
Yeah, so when you have 7 kids, you gotta find what's gonna work around them a lot, you
Mhm.
know? And they're from what age?
10 to 31.
Oh, okay, so a little bit older, but still.
Some are older, yeah.
Some are to be near Scottsdale, and the other people another rooms want just to be able to do fun things too. And there's so much to offer here.
Sure. We live in Casa Grande, and my son goes to school in Tempe, and I make the drive because we wanted the land, and we have chickens and dogs, and
You see? You never know what you're gonna want, and especially when you relocate and you don't know anything about, for me, it was like the same kind of thing. I didn't have any idea, but what I liked about it at that time, I felt like I landed in Mayberry RFD at the time, cause I'm from LA, right?
Mhm.
So quite different, but refreshing, right? And there's a lot, what I love about here now, what it offers is so many people to get jobs, cause there's a lot of building going along around, and also there are new businesses that are opening quite a bit.
Mhm.
Intel, if you wanna do something like that, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
So much. Thank you for your service, and happy
Thank you.
Veterans Day to you. Thank you also,
Thank you,
because you
Carol.
know, one of the things that I love that you bring is the love, and you don't always have that with somebody who just is. You say you're a real estate broker, but you're way more than that, and you bring the community and you make them love each other, love one another, but make it alive too. I love that about you.
Thank you, Carol.
So again, her number direct is 480-322-4326. This is Brittany's, and you can also go onto their website. It's LovePhx.com.